Hello everybody and welcome to my speed build. And today I will be building a fairly modern house. Yeah. So right now I'm just getting about the size that I want of the house, and then I'm kind of just building around it and changing up the shape because I thought that that'd be the best way. Now this actually took me quite a while, and I did actually, unlike most of my speed builds or just building in general, I did not do all of this in one or two sittings. It actually took me a while because actually while I was doing the screenshots, I actually decided that I didn't like the look of the bedroom, which you'll see later. So I actually wound up changing that up. So yeah, it took me quite a while to do this because uh, summer vacation actually went out a while ago, and yeah, so I've actually been busy. I know that sounds weird. When summer vacation comes out, I'm busy. So yeah, I had a bunch of just LIT training, and if you don't know what LIT is, don't sweat it. It's some volunteer stuff. So yeah, that is why I was busy, which I had to go there from like 9 to 4:30. So that's why I was kind of busy, and yeah, that's pretty much the reason why this took me a couple of sittings. And I actually took the screenshots like a day after I had already finished the build because I finished it pretty late at night, and here I'm pretty sure I just went over to do something because you won't notice, but there's actually just a skip, so I probably just pressed record again. So yeah, the reason why I'm using this carpeting is because it's the first thing you click on. And here I'm just blackening out all the areas that I'm not using. And that's what I generally do. So here I am putting in some stairs. And I actually have to leave soon because I had to go do something. Yeah, so you see me come back, and I just placed that stuff down because I thought it might be a good idea to have in the house. But I wasn't sure if I was going to use it or not, so I just wanted to remember that for when I came back, because I actually had to go on this bike ride. Another reason why it took me a while to build, oh, and here I thought it'd be a good idea to have a stage on the roof so it wouldn't be so bland. And I do like the stage, so I do wind up keeping it. We do have a few main colors on the outside of the house. On the outside we have blue, brown, a green brick, and that's it. Oh yeah, and the wood that I'm using in Crystal right now doesn't actually stay. So that's good. You're watching an entire design that I don't keep any of it. Oh, here we're getting to closer. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I stick around that shade of blue because I think that that's just a very nice shade of blue. And yeah, so I decided to keep that white line on this because I don't think it looks too bad. So yeah, I'm not sure how happy I am with the front of the house, but I don't know, I really like the back and everything else. I'm just not sure how I feel about the front of it. I'm trying to add in some pillars here. Yeah, I wind up keeping them, I think. I'm pretty sure I don't wind up keeping the walls. I'm not sure. But at the end there'll be some screenshots, and hopefully I've left an annotation somewhere for those who just want to see the ending of the house, or they don't like seeing the building of the house. So I may leave some annotations on the screen, like saying click on it so you can skip ahead to another part of the video. Because I personally, sometimes I just like to skip ahead to the decorating because I'm not generally a huge fan of the building part. Well, if you like the building part, then that's fine with me. Here I am getting a nice wood that will wind up sticking to the inside of the house. I wind up when I'm decorating, I did, oh here I am adding in some windows, but while I decorate, I wind up just keep on turning from night to day just to see how it looks in both times. So here you can see me adding in some windows here, but I don't like that look. So I switch it over to that, and to me that looks pretty good. So yeah, that's pretty much the windows on the front I think. And then I think of adding like some little roof thing here. I don't think I will end up keeping it. Because I go through all of these designs and I decide that doesn't look like my style or anything. So here I am adding in some more windows on the side. So this house is just filled with windows, so if you want your Sims to have any privacy, I do not recommend that. So here I am adding in some windows, and in the bedroom, the window placement, there are just so many of them, so the windows may look a bit odd in the bedroom, but I still like the room. And I hope you like the room. So here I am going to that bricking. I spent a long time looking for it, and this is sped up by 8 times. Keep that in mind as you watch, because I decided that green would just look nice, and I do like the green. If you don't like the green, then I'm sorry, but you can replace it. So as for those little white floorboard things, I didn't like them there, so I just wound up removing the floors there, so we don't get that white bit. Yeah, as you can see me do here. And then, problem solved. Your Sims won't notice that. Nobody would notice that. So yeah, over here I'm just doing some windows. I don't believe that this house would be too difficult for expansion. I don't know, it all depends on how good at building you are, because there is a bit of constraint floor elevation, but it's fairly basic constraint floor elevation. And if you see any pauses in the video, that's probably just me looking for another YouTube video to listen to, because I don't like making these in complete silence. And then I realized, hey, you've accidentally placed some walls in here somehow. So I'm looking for a good door for the back entrance. So yeah, here I am just picking up some doors. I normally do not like building that much. But I did try a lot with this house just to make the outside look good and not horrible, because normally I focus more on the decoration and I wanted to work more on my building skills. So here we are, and it was kind of actually hard to place the fences and stuff. I don't know why. Maybe it's because of the constraint for elevation, which I'm pretty sure is the reason for that. So I'm just adding in some windows by the back entrance. I didn't want them to be too big of windows, but I didn't want them to be too small of windows. So I wound up picking these windows from, I believe, Pets. Just looking on the icon on the screen. I added some windows over here, which this area winds up being the kitchen, even though I originally placed the living room here, but I really didn't like the living room over there because it seemed kind of awkward. And when I was placing in basically everything around the entrance, I was just thinking, what's the flow of the room? Because these types of people, they seem like they'd be the creative type who would invite people over, you know, talk, stuff like that, social stuff. So yeah, that was kind of my idea for the whole interior design. Yeah, I actually end up adding in some of the fences from the back over here, which I think does make the entrance look a bit nicer. The front ends up having some very minimalistic type front design, but it's completely opposite in the back. At first I wanted to go for some contemporary look on the inside. You see that on the walls. I do keep the walls just so that the furniture stands out. But to be 100% honest, I wind up not having a minimalistic inside like I planned. And I do have a more inside, which I do love in the end, because you see this kind of boring house at the front, and then you see this and then, well, not boring house, just a more colorful inside than you'd expect from seeing the outside, which I think looks nice. And if you don't like the furnishings, then you can just delete it. No problem. I know that other people have a different idea of good looking interiors, but I just like something colorful, bright, and vibrant. And that's why I love the way that Delicacy builds. You're going to notice that in my building, because I have, just from the people that I've watched in general, I do end up picking a few tricks that they use. At first I'm thinking, oh, that's a good carpet. Then I think, no. Just no. So you see me adding in by debug. I do try to replace as many of those lights as possible, but I do end up keeping a few of them around just because it'd be awkward to light up one corner of the room. But it does have some actual lights in there. Don't think that's all just lights like these. Like I wound up adding some lamps. Don't even pay attention to this part. Actually, you might. I do keep the furniture. I just move it around to the other side of the house. And I actually do change the floor plan around a bit. And you'll see me change everything around here. So that's a blue and yellow couch. And I wanted a nice circular coffee table, just because it would fit better with the flow of the room. But I couldn't find a good one, so I just used these tiny ones from Ignite. Okay, so I saw somebody use these little patio lights as table lights in their build, and I was just thinking, where did you get them? So I finally found where they are, just from like looking over in the video that I found them and just being like, where did you find that? And slowing down the video. And I finally found where those were, and I'm so happy because they're like these little candle holders from the base game, and I could not find them anywhere. I do not understand why they did not put that in lights. I use a bit of a bit of move objects on, as well as the off key. If you're not aware, that's how you move things around at basically any degree or angle you want. And yeah, so that's basically the final design of the plant. Then I'm looking around being like, where could I put this kitchen? I just had an idea of where you could put a kitchen now. Don't you hate it when you finally get an idea for something after you've built it? Like, I just thought of where you could put the kitchen and stuff and a really good floor plan, but oh well, too late. The house already looks good. It's already finished. And as you can see me moving this over, because I realized I'm not gonna find a good place for this. And oh yeah, if you see that the lights are slightly off in the screenshots, I would not worry about that because I do fix it when I'm fixing up the bedroom. At first I'm thinking, oh, I might as well not get the bedroom done, like recording it, but then you think, no, I probably should record this. At the time I fixed the bedroom, I'd already started taking screenshots. So this is really just the final layout, and I think it's a really just open plan house, which I like. It has a nice dining table area, and it's really just meant for a house of like at most a couple. And that's kind of my idea for it. But this would be a house that a couple would live in, and then maybe have their friends over and things like that. And yeah. So here I am adding in the kitchen. At first I'm thinking that fridge, but then I decided that I wanted another one because that one is kind of a weird fridge. It's always reminded me of a soda can, which I know is a really odd comparison. And I'm going to quickly take a sip of my coffee because I've been talking for the past 15 minutes straight, so I'm going to need a sip of something. I know, how professional. So here I am making those yellow counters, and I think here I'm just looking for a YouTube video of that pause there. And yeah, and I was thinking, where could I put the stove, because I'm fine with the backs of counters going against windows. It's not anything like fridges or anything like that. So I'm thinking, where could I put this? So I finally decided I'd just put it there and add that nice little half wall. That is so useful when you want to do something like this. And I'm not sure if it works. I haven't play tested it, but I do this every time just in case. I just put the fire alarm behind the fridge using move objects on, and hopefully that should work in case of real fire. And here I am adding in some nice little chairs. At first I'm thinking, oh, having different chairs might look nice, but then I think, no, that looks stupid. Did I change that? Did I not change it? I do not know. Maybe I kept it like that. I do not know. I did add a little plant in that corner just to spice it up or something. And as you can tell, I'm adding in some lights for the kitchen over there because I'm thinking that you want to make it seem like there are actual lights there. And here I am adding in sinks and little accessories because I just realized that this kitchen is looking a little bland. I don't think I keep the little coffee maker thing because it just looks out of place. I was thinking, no, this is a bit too crowded for me. It's gonna look out of place, so I'm pretty sure I remove it. Now I'm adding a little bit of hand soap to make night by the sink, just for the realism of it. And I believe also some cleaning supplies for my ambitions. And with the custom content I have on my game, I do not add any custom content to my builds. My point is that I just have so much trouble looking through it. Like searching through all of my little custom content MISPA objects to get the ones that are actually from expansion packs that I'll be using. So over here I'm adding in some lights, a couple of plants, you know, stuff like that. All of that good stuff. And for this build on the download page, I wanted it to be an off-center light just so that it wouldn't be so light. And as you can tell, I'm changing up the colors just so it looks good in both night and day. So here I am, just making sure the things aren't too, I don't know, bland, I guess. I added in that little carpet there. I decided to add in a bookcase, but I wound up moving it because I figured that the center right in front of the door is kind of blank. And you'll see me adding in, I don't know, reading nook or something. I do add in a burglar alarm, just because I want this house to be playable and not for burglars to steal all of your stuff. And that's always annoying, you know, burglars. I really love this design that I used for beanbags. Oh, I added in this nice red wicker chair, which I just absolutely adore. Maybe that's because I like the color red. So, if you didn't see that, I added in a cow skin beanbag, which I think is just so cute. I added in a couple of pictures by the door. And here I am coming back to it at some point. I'm not sure if I'm coming back to it or if I just saved. I think I probably just saved. Looking for a nice fence that I could add, but I figure that no fence is going to look nice by there. So I do come up with a solution. Just make the fence not seeable from the front. That was my solution. This house does actually end up having a pool, and it has these dark gray bricks, just a bit more of the outside, like suited a bit more. And I'm adding in that fence, and I do use a bit more wall constraint for elevation here in this house. I make those fences a bit darker just so they don't seem quite out of place compared to those walls. And here we are. And the outside just has so much flora and fauna type stuff, like just lots of flowers. I'm horrible with that curve and pull technique, so if there's a bit of curve and pull, I just have trouble figuring out how to turn it around. So I just figure out a curve to the pool somewhere. You see lots of pausing here. Probably should have taken that out. But you know, live and learn. So adding that curve over here, because I want it to be a somewhat curvy pool to make it look slightly more modern. And that's basically your pool. I wanted it to be a fairly good sized one for, you know, those pool parties that your Sims always throw in. Because as I said before, they're kind of social butterflies and very creative people. And I said that I wasn't going to use too bright of colors for the pool, because no one really has a brightly colored pool. Adding some nice lights over here, and I'm thinking of adding in a whole wall of those, but then when water knocks me out, they kind of look stupid. So I just figure I'll add a few on that end, and that'll be it. I think I only wind up having one, or maybe two? Maybe two. I'm pretty sure it's one though. I attempt adding those bushes, but then I think, no, you wouldn't want that by a pool. You wouldn't want bushes by your pool. Or these bushes like that. Well, I wouldn't. Don't know about you. So here I am adding in a couple of those, and I'm trying to use constraint for elevation here, and it's just bugging me because it won't head down. So I just leveled it with the rest of the house, and yeah. So the textures aren't loading there, so I did wind up keeping that in, just so you can see what I did if you're wondering how to fix that. So I matched that up. Use some half walls to just kind of get the same type of look. They are slightly shorter, but you know, the flowers are in front of them. Hardly anybody will notice. I add in that nice bricking. And then I just add in a bunch of flowers here after I add in a fence, I believe. Yeah, I added a fence. It's that monorail fencing that you see in the game. I wound up keeping the default texture because I thought it looked nice. Especially with some flowers around there, I thought it might look good. I like adding flowers into my houses. I don't know why, I just always like that. So this house is very expansion pack heavy. I probably should have mentioned that earlier if you couldn't already tell. Here's me just adding a whole bunch of flowers to the house. Oh, I did change up to blue. And these things are just always so annoying to add in. That is the reason why there's not a diving board in this house. I just went click as I moved. So I wound up only keeping one of those, and I changed the texture. Something I think looks nicer. I added some nice flooring around there. And I also had a nice dirt around this area, because I thought that might look good. It looks pretty good, but I added around some flowers and plants and stuff, just to make it look like it's suited more in that area. And yeah. Because I figured some dirt might be around there, you know, just for making the place. Add an olive tree, it's labeled there, as well as many flowers and bushes. Just to make it look good. There's some Into the Future bushes, but I don't really use Into the Future that much in this house. So if you don't have Into the Future, don't worry, it's cool. It's not gonna ruin the house. I only use like those bushes. So I add in those patio chairs from Into the Future. Well, not Into the Future, I mean Out in Paradise. And those are two completely different expansion packs. And here's kind of finishing up. Yeah. We're almost into the screenshots, I believe. Actually, no, I have to do the bedroom because when I came back to do the screenshots, I realized that I don't like that. That's fun. Actually, no, I started to do the bathroom. So I have to do the bathroom and the bedroom. But the bathrooms, I didn't even add screenshots of because, first of all, it's hard to get screenshots in there, and I don't really add much to my bathrooms. I give them the basic things every time. Like, here's a nice wall, here's a nice color palette, I guess, and here's your bathroom. This is fairly nice, simple one. The master suite one is nicer, I guess, because of the shower that's in there. The lighting is really weird on that shower. Don't ask me why, it just is. I'm calling it a shower, but it's a combination of a shower and not a shower. You'll see how weird the lighting is later. Because as you can tell, I added a nice pattern, but you could think I see if I brought it outside for a second and it looked good, just here it didn't. So I black out that area as I do all areas that are not in use. I changed it back to a nice blue so it doesn't match the outside, and it kind of has a blue theme. You should probably just ignore this bedroom part because I changed almost everything around about it except for the bed because I like the bed texture. And yeah, so you can just ignore this part because I did not keep this bedroom. Ah ha ha. So yeah, the outside I really like. If you didn't notice, there is a grill. Don't worry, never fear, there is a grill. Just on the patio type area where the back exit is into the outside backyard place, and I'm perfect with words today. What time is it? It is 1:10 p.m. So soon we should be getting into me fixing the bedroom because, as mentioned before, I do not like it when looking back on it. Because at first I was thinking, oh, it could be more customizable this way, but then I thought, no, this bedroom just looks lazy. I wanted to have a bit more personality in it. Because chances are, if you don't like the furnishings and if your Sims aren't matching this whole bedroom thing, oh yeah, I didn't mess too much lights, but if they don't like this whole bedroom design, then they're probably going to like it anyways. It's more of a case of if you don't like the furniture, you're probably going to buy it without furniture anyways, if it doesn't match your Sims taste inside of the house. So there you go. What am I doing? I'm not, I genuinely am not sure what I just did there. Oh yeah, I do change up the bed pattern a bit.